Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Lady Gang. I am Beccatobin here with jacvanek and Keltie Knight.
Hello.
Oh my
Good
God.
day.
I'm so excited to see you guys. And I'm here with we have to do our good week, bad weeks, you know. But I wanted to tell you that something huge has happened in the fashion world. And since this is allegedly what's happening, I just want to bring it off the top. I have the article.
Speaking of fashion, your sweater looks brand new. There's the creases in the arms that it's brand new. Did you break your resolution?
This is not brand new. I've worn it many times. Does it have a crease?
Yeah, they have like the
crease on
lines,
the side,
like
you
it was
know?
just folded in the warehouse.
Was it dry cleaned?
It might. No.
Do you like how I have literally called you out 4 times this year on your resolution of not buying anything new?
I did.
Because I don't really
for
believe.
everything.
I know
Where
because
is
I
this from?
don't believe she's not doing it.
This is from Theory.
Oh,
It's a
great
It's a
cardigan.
Marshall's purchase last year. I've worn it a bunch of times. I have not had it dry cleaned, so I think it probably just was so smooshed at the Marshalls till I dug through and found it that because there's not one on this side.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, maybe it's just because I hang my sweaters, so maybe that's why.
Wow, I don't know. Well,
Anyway,
sorry.
I also these are American Eagle jeans that I got at Marshalls for
Those are cute.
$9, and they're like one of my favorite pair of jeans I've ever worn.
I don't have the
very cute.
patience to do denim at Marshalls.
You should.
Really?
Well, also online they have online.
I love the online.
The online has good denim.
I just sold off my body 3, from wearing it on my body, 3 girls at a dinner table all bought a leather jacket from Marshalls that I was wearing.
Oh,
Because you know they have the Bod and Christensen brand
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
100% real leather.
Yeah.
And I was wearing like this oversized leather jacket, and they all thought it was like something super expensive, and it was like $100.
I know.
need that affiliate code.
Not an ad.
Not an ad.
Hot drama. Okay.
Can be.
What's happening? Do we need to do a good week, bad week?
We do, but before we do that, I have a hot news that I just want to
Isn't that the point of allegedly what's happening?
Hot news versus allegedly what's happening.
Okay, I'll say. Do you want me to say? Oh, no, I'll tease it. Something
Oh my God.
big is happening in fashion. It's time for.
Okay. Teaser.
Oh my God. Okay.
I can't wait. You're
Wow.
right. You're
okay.
right.
All right. It's time for.
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
I'm going to kick it off because I can't hold this secret any longer.
Oh my God. You got a job.
No. If you do that one more time, it's literally like
sorry.
it's like a pregnant it's like
no,
a woman
it's true.
trying to get
It's
pregnant
true. It's
and
true.
she's like, I have to tell you something. You're pregnant. And
No.
she's like, actually no. I miscarried twice last year.
You're right. You know what?
You got to stop.
I got to take it back.
You got to stop. Okay. So my good week is I have a niece who's 16. It's Zach's sister's daughter.
Okay.
And her name's Lulu. And she's just
Cutest name.
the cutest. They have their family just has really good sense of humor. Like every single one of them just somehow popped out with a great sense of humor. And my sister-in-law is one of the funniest people that I have ever met. So her daughter's naturally very funny. And Krista, my sister-in-law, called me one day and she was like, "You're just never going to believe what Lulu said to me today." And I was like, "Well, tell me, I need to know." She goes, "Well, I was talking about after I've had like a couple glasses of wine, you know, that I could get a little tipsy, something." They were having a conversation about drinking, and with a 16-year-old, it's like such a weird thing to discuss.
Right. Yeah.
And then they talked about like drinking and driving and how that is just like, you know, obviously a real no, black and white, whatever. And Lulu looked at her and she goes, "You know what, Mom? You don't drive under the influence, but you certainly thrive under the influence."
Oh. That's a crazy thing to say to your mom. Like to compliment a mom at 16 years old.
It is. It's huge.
yeah.
I never would have said anything nice to my mom at
No.
16.
Thrive under the
You're
influence.
thriving. And she's like, someone's going to pull you over for a TUI, thriving under the influence. And I'm like, she's so funny. Anyway,
Wait, I got to write that down. Thriving under the influence.
You know what? That reminds me a lot of DTF. Keltie's Down to Fun.
Yes, down to fun.
It's kind of like the same vein.
I forgot about Keltie's DTF.
She's always DTF. Which is funny because she's never actually
No,
DTF.
I literally like no fun. I like it. You know, now it's the end of January.
DTW, down to work.
I'm like, how's my work-life balance been? And I was like, I've done one thing for fun in the last 30 days. One fun.
What was it?
I
hike?
had dinner with Sharon.
Get
So,
out.
right.
She got drunk.
She's obsessed with
Were
us.
you thriving under the influence at dinner with
I
Sharon?
was thriving under the influence. Here's what's crazy. I'll just say this, like, sorry to interrupt your good week, bad
No,
week.
it's fine.
She was like, you guys really, she said something really nice, like being on your show, like really changed, like it snowballed into like a bunch of offers.
Oh, really?
And I was like, wait, what? I was like, you're Sharon Stone. And she was like, no, like, I said, it's funny because I had a couple people reach out to me, and after you came on our show, you did CBS Mornings or whatever. I said, it was like a Sharon-assance, like that we started something.
Sharon-assance.
And I was like, we didn't start it. You're Sharon Stone. And she was like, I know, but you kind of started it again. And I was like, oh, she's been offered a couple movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think when you're really honest and authentic, people are like
Drawn to that.
So anyway,
We did have a couple clips go viral.
You know, when she was sitting there talking to us, I was thinking to myself, surely she's never had these conversations in public or hasn't often or hasn't in big audiences. Because I was thinking, hearing that, if I were a producer, a writer, a director, anybody, I'm like, I would instantly be like, Sharon, you're not blacklisted from Hollywood. Like,
let's go.
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
And I did think, I didn't want to flatter us at all, but I did think, I hope that there are enough people paying attention to this conversation right now for them to then turn around and give her all the work she deserves.
Yeah.
So I actually love hearing that, because I was sad thinking, if she's going around town having this conversation and still nobody's calling.
How is nobody's like jaws on the floor
Right?
the
It's
entire
like,
time?
It's kind of like what's been happening to me for 7 years. I've been talking about how badly I want a job. And
Crickets.
and the millions of people, no one is. I thought maybe Sharon and I were the same in that way. Turns out it's fresh for her, not so fresh for me. So
That's all right.
I want to give you one celebrity secret. So after she wasn't drinking. I was thriving under the influence. And then I have made a rule for 2024. I think I discussed on the podcast that I'm not driving if I don't need to anymore.
Yes.
Stresses me out. I'll drive to work, but like even to dinner, it's 15 minutes away. I Ubered and I was going to Uber home.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm Uber Xing. Like, I'm not going to like, you know, I don't care. Anyway, so I was like, oh, I'm going to call an Uber. And she's like, I'll drive you home. And I was like, oh, really? Like, I'm just up the street. And she was like, sure. Got in the black fucking Bentley.
Oh my God.
And I was like, God damn, you are Sharon Stone.
Of course, she has a black
Yeah,
Bentley.
But here's the thing. It was the best smelling car. We got to figure out what it is. She had a diptyque. She said it's because of that, but it was dark and I didn't want to be like too basic.
Like, what flavor is it?
Can I Amazon shop? Let me add it to my cart. But it was like a diptyque and it was stuck in the vent.
yeah.
Oh,
I've seen that.
Okay. Okay. Diptyque. There's only so many flavors.
Let
We
me
can
just
get to the
but
bottom of it.
I also just want to say, just to be the downer, having fragrance like that, so
not
we're
good
not
for
supposed
you.
to be doing that.
I know.
No, it's endocrine disruptive.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm like not even.
And also, that only works in a car like hers. You can't have that in like my Jeep.
It's not going
It's
to
a
go.
weird vibe.
It's between the old McDonald's.
Mixed messages.
Yeah, it's like your 2012 Jeep, like with a diptyque, like a bougie scent.
It's lipstick on a pig is what we call that.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, it smells so good in here, and you can't hardly smell the hash browns from McDonald's that have fallen underneath my seat. And
That's
they're
your
rotting
car.
right now.
That's your car.
Decomposing.
I don't have food in my car.
Sorry.
Okay,
Becca.
so my bad week, this is the secret I couldn't hold any longer. I have a history of hemorrhoids.
We knew that.
We know this, okay? They've never been aggressive.
Yeah.
They've been a nuisance, you know?
Yeah.
Are they the in or out
Well,
or both?
they live inside. And from what I understand about hemorrhoids is it's kind of like they just lay dormant inside. And then when they flare up, then they get larger and then they like peek their little head outside.
Yeah.
They've never been extremely external.
Yeah.
You know, like it's usually the thing where it's like mostly inside, an innie, if you will.
I love you.
And so I just thought, you know, this is my cross to bear. I'm going to be somebody who
hemorrhoid
has
person.
I'm a hemorrhoid
Yeah,
person,
that's okay.
you know? And it's
There's
not,
got to be a pharmaceutical drug that is looking for a spokesperson.
well, wait till they get a load of this.
Here's the audition. Roll the tape.
And I
This is
swear,
good. This is
and I
good.
swear to God, this is a message to Amy who runs our Instagram. If this gets cut into a clip that lives on Instagram and you collaborate with me, I will fire you personally.
No, but we need it cut for you to send to when the company reaches out to you internally.
This is a show only story. This can't live on the internet. This is for the people who listen on the pod.
Yes, what happens in the feed stays in the feed. Podcast feed. Okay.
Yes.
I'm wondering if I should even hold my hand up to the lens of this camera.
We won't do it. We're good.
Don't do me dirty like that. Okay. So I a couple days ago started feeling the rumblings of
a hemorrhoid.
And I'm like, God.
Do they come in
what does it feel like?
Many at a time?
No, it's like a tiny little bead.
Okay.
Like, you know those water beads that kids play with?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that under the skin. Okay. It's just really uncomfortable, right? Yeah. And there's like a soreness associated. And I was like, of course it's coming. And I really don't like pussyfoot around it anymore. I just live my life, you know? I'm like, okay, it's going to come. It's going to go. Like,
Hemi can't get you down.
It can't get me down. Well, that is until it just started to progressively get more painful and more painful and more painful. And I don't like to look under the hood of anything.
No.
Mm-hmm. Certainly not my butthole.
How do you even look under the hood of the butthole?
You know how to look.
Well, I guess you got to really lean back.
No, you just stand in your
with a mirror.
With a
mirror.
Did you think I was my eyes? I was thinking about
see my
butthole.
In front of you. And like doing
okay.
like a
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a vajimir?
Vajimir. I have one that's a triangle. It must have been a LadyGang sponsor that sent it to us.
It's shaped like a vagina.
It's literally for your vagina.
And you can check it out.
Because it bends. You can just sit there and it bends.
And you can just really look at her. Yeah.
I don't think
we don't have that. Way to go.
Might have amnesia. I don't know.
That's probably still in your mom's.
You do get rid of a lot of things.
That's true. So I don't have the room for my vajimir.
You didn't see its value.
Your vajimir until now. You wish you had that vajimir.
I do. Just for a little
Well, I wish I didn't have it. Because I was like, you know what? As I'm applying my like cream, I'm just feeling that it's just a little bigger than I'd like for it to be. And there's more friends that came along with it this time. It's like starting to really take some liberties.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Yeah.
And so I go and I take my vajimir mirror. You guys, it is jet black.
What?
What?
Is it supposed to be? What's called as a thrombose hemorrhoid.
I gotta get my
It's
phone.
like
thrombose is a word of something else. What does that mean?
I don't
I'm
know.
Look it up.
Thrombose hemorrhoid.
Gross.
Oh no, it is a
Eat your hearts out.
Oh no! Thrombose occurs when blood clots block your blood vessels.
Honey, that must be so painful.
I can't even.
It won't even show me an image.
Describe.
Do you get it? It won't even show me an
safe
image.
search
Dark
is
web.
Safe search blurring. Click a blurred picture.
Oh.
You have a safe search thing on your.
No,
I see
it just is. No, these are.
It won't even show. It's that bad. It won't even show you. Okay, maybe no one's photographed them.
When I tell you, like, I almost couldn't care for my own child. Like, I tried to describe the pain to my friend Megan, and I said, it feels like what it would feel like to try to smuggle a prison shank in your butthole. It feels like a million little knives. And the worst part is I had to call
the doctor,
and I had to tell multiple people
that you have a black
I have a black hemorrhoid that is very painful. One office I called, I had to go through the whole process of being like, I tried to kind of keep that close to the vest.
Right.
Yeah,
I have a medical problem.
I was like, I need to come see the doctor.
But they're always going to ask you why.
What's the reason?
Yeah.
And I was like, how big?
And she literally goes, the one office, she goes, oh, you know what? We don't deal with hemorrhoids in this office. I'm going to have to, like, so loud.
At least it wasn't in person.
Thank God. Thank God. But then I finally I called my doctor. I called all these people and trying to just get in to see
someone
a
get some
doctor
help
to help my anus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, they're like, I call this one practice and I look to check the providers to make sure there are some female doctors, just some. And I call and I'm like, hey, when's your next available? And she said, okay, February 1st. And I was like, is that with a female? She goes, oh, no. If you want a female, it's going to be at least March.
No.
So I had to go search this doctor's name, look at his face, try to hope and pray that he's
not sexually attractive,
a homosexual man. So that there's absolutely, but I'm sure he's not.
No.
right?
And
You haven't gone yet?
I can't get in. I
still
literally
haven't?
still have not gotten in. I just put a suppository up my butt in your bathroom and it didn't feel great.
I was going to say, is there anything else other than creams?
Do you want
I
an ice
Epsom
pack?
salt. I did Epsom salt, which you're supposed to do. In the bath. I did the lidocaine spray that'll numb you, but that works for 5 seconds. And in this whole entire time, listen, I love doctors. I think what they do is amazing. I could never be one. I really respect the field more than most.
Yeah.
But the fact that when it comes to your butthole and your private parts, yes, for a sore throat, I can pop into an urgent care. Where can I just pop in for a hemorrhoid?
Can you not go
Yeah.
to my really good urgent care girl down the street?
What is she going to do for me? I want someone to surgically remove, so that I never have to deal with
it
this
again.
again.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that if it goes away,
Then they won't be able to see
they
it.
can't do it. And then they're going to be like, we can do it, but we can remove it surgically, hopefully with propofol. I'm hoping that's what.
Please God.
I am
Give me the good stuff.
The
Give me the
silver
good
lining
stuff.
in this is that I get to take a nap while they probe my asshole.
Yeah.
In a propofol
Is it
nap.
a real surgery?
Well, so there's many different ways you can do it. There's one that's called a hemorrhoid gun, and it kind of
Jesus Christ.
Callie is
Exactly.
upset.
She is livid.
And there's a procedure where they kind of. What is she is she upset about?
The hemorrhoids.
She's upset about your hemorrhoids. No, because she's had one.
She knows.
Come here.
What is she?
Go get her. Go get her. They
hungry.
do this thing where it's essentially they do really tight rubber band around it and just
my
cut
God.
off the
Yes,
circulation.
I've
then
heard
it
of that.
dies.
Oh,
It's
I've
how
heard
they
of
do
that.
a wart. Yeah, like a wart. Yeah.
But I was so desperate that I almost
Did it yourself?
no.
Oh.
I almost went on Instagram and
Say,
was
does
like,
anyone have a butt doctor?
can anyone see me today? And then I got a call on the airplane this morning as I was boarding to fly here that the doctor for February 1st has a cancellation tomorrow.
Good.
Okay.
But
it's still the dude.
I'm still in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah. So I stay tuned.
wait, what are the other things to get rid of it?
There's an actual surgery, where they go in and cut it out, I think. But the reason that I get hemorrhoids, and this is what's so strange to me, and I hope we have a proctologist who listens. Do we?
A LadyGang procty?
Okay, so if I don't wear thongs,
Yeah.
I get hemorrhoids.
I was wondering. I was going to ask you,
You
about
need
your
to keep
underwear
the
choice.
pressure.
I need the pressure of my
Like
A
butthole.
dance belt. You need to.
I need it. So I'm like, but
It's like a little sling.
But here's the problem. It is a sling. It is a sling.
It's like men's balls.
I'm like, do I need to walk around with a butt plug?
Maybe.
Because here's the other thing. Thongs, as I'm getting older, the skin around my butt crack and my butthole,
Dry.
it's hurts.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing right now, even though if you'd asked me 3 months ago if I would ever spend a day with the sun out, a daytime in a granny panty, I would have been like, there's no way. But in the last 3 months, I have been like, you know what? Accept it. You're getting older. Your butt crack needs a break. You're going to wear granny panties for the next however long. And I finally started getting used to wearing the granny panties.
You're embracing the panty line.
and embracing it.
and then you got the.
And then I got the.
Wait, but do you wear a thong with the hemorrhoids loose and out
She
and
can't
about?
wear the thong now. Too painful.
Well, now I can't wear it
okay,
with the
now you don't.
hemorrhoid.
Only to prevent.
It's preventative. The thong is
Does
preventative.
Skims not have
But
a hemorrhoid line?
they should.
We've got a nursing bra. Can we get a?
I just think
Have you looked up hemorrhoid underwear?
No. However, it might exist. I just think that I might have something wrong with me, and I'm mad at Prenuvo that they weren't able to see that I have no muscles to keep my sphincter in unless I'm wearing a
Wouldn't it be
thong.
funny if they found the little balls like in your butthole?
And I was thinking, I was like, if only I had done Prenuvo the week that I had the hemorrhoids, they could maybe tell me more about my hemorrhoids.
I think that they're only really looking for cancer masses.
Well, this feels like cancer.
Do they have hemorrhoid underwear?
What underwear should I wear? Breathable cotton underwear.
They're going to tell you, like a cotton granny panty.
But you do what's right for you, Becca. I'm really sorry.
There's
And
no
honestly, I'm
solution
proud
now.
of you for coming to
Thank you.
LadyGang. Thanks for not canceling.
I actually had read that you can actually
not
have
fly.
them rupture.
Right, when you fly.
Well, just in general, by too much movement. And guess where my gates were today at both airports?
Oh, no.
The farthest.
The farthest.
What's inside
And I was
them?
like, do I get a wheelchair for a hemorrhoid?
Yes.
Wait, what's inside them? Is it like pus or is it blood?
I think it's
blood.
blood.
Oh, yeah, that's why they're black.
Yes.
Oh.
I wish.
Well,
Anyways,
Well, I learned a
I'm
lot.
sorry that I just took over Good Week, Bad Week.
no,
But
it's
this
important
is
for us to know.
important.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there's
you
a
know what?
solution in LadyGang for sure.
Yeah,
I know.
You're going to get a lot of good DMs, so check those.
Yeah, I hope so. Someone was telling me to go to my gynecologist because they deal with pregnant women, have them like I
Don't they dump out
this
when you
is my
give birth?
karma because I told the story in the beginning of
Your
Lady
sister.
Gang about my sister's hemorrhoids and then I passed out after seeing them
Yeah.
in the hallway because it looked like a bundle of bloody grapes coming out of her butthole. And this is my karma for judging my sister who gave birth to life and me being too big of a pussy to deal with it. And now the world's like, guess what, bitch? You may not have delivered a baby, but
we're gonna give you
you're
the
gonna
hemis
give you
anyway.
the hemorrhoids anyway.
Jack?
Whew.
I don't know how you follow that, babe.
I'll make mine short and sweet.
Sorry.
My good week is actually something that Becca posted, and it is a bouquet of pickles.
Yes.
Instead of flowers for this Valentine's Day, you can now give a bouquet of pickles. And there is like nothing more me that has ever existed in life.
Should we send them to ourselves? Because I copied Zach on that Instagram story, and he just doesn't. I think he muted me actually.
You can send them to each other.
Yeah, you want to?
Don't send any to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we would never.
I mean, I like a pickle, but I don't want the bouquet.
We'll send them to one another.
I feel like a pickle, a pickle's good to eat because they're fermented.
Oh, yes. It's on my list. I eat pickles.
You
I
just
just don't want
that
the bouquet.
many.
That's not what I want.
The only problem
for
is
Valentine's Day. I'm going for something else.
You mean like the story that she just, I'm sorry.
What?
This is Tangent City. I can't help myself.
What?
I have to do this.
I know
Keltie
exactly what you're going to
Night.
do.
Okay.
I don't.
She did a story on Instagram yesterday or the day before where she's
In
like,
my defense, Snoop was 2 hours late and we were bored. Go ahead.
Okay. Tell me if this is still justifiable. She's like, hi, everybody. Another diamond update.
Oh my God.
I did not, in fact, find my diamond. However, I am sitting here with my 5-year anniversary band that Chris gave me. He buys me a lot of diamonds, and I'm missing a diamond. And I just literally sent it to her, and I said, he buys me a lot of diamonds. Like, that was like Lisa Barlow, $60,000 ring.
Yeah.
Without even trying. I'm like, how many people from high school in Alberta sent that to one another being like, can you believe this bitch?
Or maybe like half of your followers.
He buys me a lot of diamonds. Or was it he likes buying me diamonds?
No, he buys me. Well, because, he buys, because first of all, I saw what you saw after you sent me the message, but I also want to say something. I appreciate you checking me because no one else will. Everyone else is afraid of me. So like people are like, they're always, no, these two, they're on Keltie watch. Okay. They're on Keltie watch
Because we get secondhand embarrassment for you.
if you don't do Keltie watch, no one will. My mom will be like, you poor darling. And I'll be like, you're right. This is
like, feel bad for me.
yeah. So I need Keltie watch. It was so ridiculous, such a ridiculous thing to say. But the thing is that early in my relationship, Chris was like, what do you like for gifts? And I was like, I want jewelry.
Yeah.
And so for my birthday, for every anniversary, it's always been jewelry. And then I had too much jewelry and then I didn't wear it and then I wore it and things are lost. So it's the only thing that makes me interesting this year is the diamond gate. And so I'm just going to milk
just
it for
trying to
as
give us
long
more.
as possible. It was a tiny little
You've been milking it. It's been weeks.
It's milk. No, it's milk. Okay, go ahead. What's the next?
My bad week is just, okay, you know the term dinks?
Yes.
Dual income,
Yes.
no kids.
It's me.
It's a Keltie. So there's a new term out there.
You're a dink now too.
No, I'm a Henry.
What's that?
Henry is high earning, not rich yet.
Oh.
High earning, make a lot of money, but you're not rich because Uncle Snakes just takes all your money.
That's because you live in California.
It is because I live in California.
Wait, but how do you know, like, if you're rich or high earning?
I mean, I guess it's kind of objective or subjective to
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
Or wherever you are.
But it's like people with good jobs, but like you can't afford a house. Cost of living is insane.
right.
Yeah,
Right,
Like
right,
you
Henry.
can't afford like a good lifestyle because everything's going back to the government. Like
Yes.
No, it's true.
a Henry.
High earning what?
High earning, not rich yet.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I love
I'm
it.
a Henry too then, I guess. Is there a
Unless
term
you're-
for someone who's rich getting poor?
Was rich, now
Like
poor.
bleeding out.
Bleeding out through hemorrhoids.
It's all going out the butthole.
Oh my God.
right.
Okay. My good week, bad week. So my good week is I started this year, and last week 2 weeks ago, I had the best Monday of my life. So I have re-signed with William Morris as my agency,
Congrats.
which I'm very excited. I was agentless for a couple years, and I really didn't want an agent. And then I decided to go back to this awesome woman named Megan. Shout out Megan McKenzie. And I'm really excited about it. And so at the end of the year, we had all these meetings, and at the beginning of the year, I was like, making my list of what I wanted to do. And I just basically said to them, I was like, let's make some money this year. And they're like, yeah, rah, rah. And
How many clients say that? Because I was just thinking I say that a lot too.
yeah,
I literally just said
And they're like,
this
that's
last
the point
week.
of working,
yeah.
right?
But I was literally like, I don't care if it's cool or uncool. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to make, like, let's just do shit, Anyway, I'm sure everyone says that. So anyway,
Like,
but
I'm desperate,
the
please.
second week of January, I get an email from the agency, and there's like a couple people on the team now, and they're like, hey, we just got this today. And it was a producer asking for my availability to play myself in a movie with Sir
Oh.
Ben Kingsley or whatever. He's
Who?
doing a TV show, and he's an actor guy. And they're like, it shoots on January 17th at the Radford lot. Getting your availability. Would you be interested? And I was like, this is how you start a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You're
almost
famous enough that you're playing yourself.
right. And it's like not Days of Our Lives, which I did, or Sharknado. So I was like, yes, this is amazing. And so I was like, I'm totally available. Then I go into work the next day, and my boss pulls me aside and he's like, hey, I want to let you know that we're in open discussions that there's this movie coming, separate thing. And we want you and Justin, they want you and Justin to do like a report that they're going to play on the screen. If it's like,
Yes.
it's like, oh, the world's ending or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. And I was like, well, yeah. This week is incredible. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I'm available. Also, E asked me about something else. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, yes, I'm it. So then I hear nothing. 17th rolls around, and I'm like,
This is my life.
I was like, I'm supposed to have holding this day on my calendar. I see that there's nothing. I've not been invited to set. Something is clearly
Haven't
wrong.
been called about a fitting.
They've clearly moved the shoot date. and Justin Sylvester, who's my host at E, he writes me, he's like, where are you?
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm at the Kathy Hilton shoot or whatever. And he's like, I thought we were doing the movie today. And I was like, no, the movie is like in the future. And he's like, no, I'm on set right now. I'm playing myself on E! News. And I was like, is it a TV series, Justin? Go look at the f***ing call sheet. And he was like, oh, yeah. He booked it
Wait.
By himself without
by
you.
himself without me.
So they just wanted him.
They just wanted him.
Ouch.
Oh,
Wait,
what about the other one?
Yeah.
No, he thought he was on set for the one that we're doing together. That hasn't happened yet.
Oh, so you didn't lose the opportunity.
Well, we don't know.
She lost one opportunity.
But then the one that shot on the Radford lot,
Yeah.
that I was on hold for on the 17th, he got instead of me. And he thought it was the other one.
shit.
But then everyone at E is like, no, we think that's the thing. We think there maybe wasn't two.
It was one.
We think it was one, and there was wires
That
crossed.
happens
and
a lot.
I didn't get it. It was just
all.
Justin. It's not.
Did you ask him if Sir
Quinsley or whatever?
Kingsley was
Yeah.
on set?
Who is this person?
I can't
He's
think
like
of
an
who
actor.
it
I don't know
is.
if that's even his name.
Sir?
And I tried to find my email to like read it to you guys, and then I don't know. I'm calling him Sir, but I I'm going to get organized this year, but when I delete an email, it deletes forever. But I like to delete emails because I don't like my inbox to be too full.
So crazy, you just delete shit.
But then it's like I can't find them. Where do you put your emails when you're done with them?
They just live there, and you can search
in the inbox.
I just don't have new mail.
Yeah, they just live there.
Yeah.
Where's the new mail?
It pops
up as
and
with
it
a
has
blue
a little
dot.
And then when you read it, the dot goes away, and then it lives there
I
forever.
gotta figure this out.
Crazy
Anyway,
that-
It's so
not what
weird.
you
My
do.
worst nightmare would be to wake up. Not really. I would probably be like, this was a welcome, like whatever
like
thing,
freedom.
like freedom.
Yeah.
But I have to search through texts and emails so often.
I know.
That I'm like, I can't delete these things.
Yes.
No.
So I think it's because, not to get technical, I'm using the Gmail app, and I think I need to use the Mail app on my Mac because that's what you use.
Yeah, the mail app.
Yeah.
Because that's the blue dots.
Yes.
There was a reason I wasn't, and I think it's because my ET email address wouldn't go to mail. Like there's the corporate server, and now I think I can. So you know what? That's going to be my goal for the weekend. Get my email sorted out.
Congrats.
I'm going to be so good. And because I need to be available for when I get these offers.
Do you know, I was just, when you were talking about it, about like you playing yourself as the reporter on the whatever, I was sitting there thinking, whatever the opposite of manifesting is, like, I think I would literally just go into hiding if someone were to call my agent and be like, hey, we're shooting this movie and we need a podcaster. Can Becca...
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, that would be a big
no.
Could Becca come in and play herself as the podcaster? I would be like, lose my number. I'm moving off the grid.
That would hurt.
And I want to die.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, well, this was the longest good week, bad week ever, but when we come back, I have a small quiz for us. Okay. So this game is where I ask you questions about being the worst lady of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, are you ready? So, what is your most regrettable decision?
Hold on. I did actually.
made a list.
I made a list. I
I
wrote mine
can't
down
because I
too.
have no.
Okay, I'll start. My
start.
most regrettable decision is how pathetic I was after Ryan Ross and I broke up for the years, and how
You mean the book?
I don't hate the book. Actually, is what got me the agent and like all of
Right.
those things. So like,
Yeah.
I needed that, but like, it's kind of everything else. It's like the blogs, the like tweets, the like, I don't know. And like, to be honest, it's like all the emails I sent him and texts, like, which I've never discussed, like just like the pathetic, and like,
You deleted your emails. That would have been such a fun thing to find.
yes.
God, yeah.
But it's like the after breakup patheticness of like, we can still be friends, but like,
Yeah.
I'm still in love with you. Like, come see my
Let's
show
share the
and like,
dog.
let's be friends. Like, let's share the dog. Like all of that. I wish I had just never spoken to you again.
Yeah.
Like I
You're
wish I had
young.
just fallen off the face of the planet. I hate that so much. My other regrettable decision is thinking that I should be a redhead in 2016.
Oh my God, same.
Do you have a picture of yourself with red hair?
I had a dream
I don't
last
think I've
night
seen that.
I dyed my hair back red.
Weird.
And I looked exactly like I did when I did that, which was one of my ugliest phases.
You weren't ugly, but you're meant to be a blonde.
Yeah. Redhead wasn't for me.
Nope.
Wasn't my biggest regretful decision, but do you have a picture?
Yeah.
I actually think you kind of look cute with red hair.
Yeah, because
Are you with Jamie Dornan in that picture?
Yes. I think it was during the 50 Shades of Grey era.
It's not the same kind of red that like mine was. Like that's like an auburn.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
That's not bad.
But your hair looks great right now.
No, that's not bad. I
No,
think
it's
it's more
not.
so
I think
the
it's-
pullback of the forehead.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a terrible picture. I hope you post all of these.
I love how that picture was favorited. My biggest regret, I think, is probably not selling my business when it was at its peak.
Oh.
I could be like a multi-millionaire.
Did,
if I
how
did.
much
you
was
have
the
people
offer?
knocking on your door?
No.
Okay, well,
But I did.
don't let that keep you up at
No,
night.
I didn't have like people fighting for it, but I had people interested.
Yeah.
And if I actually
I get
wanted
that.
to do it, I could have done it and
Yeah.
made a couple $1 million from it.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I was so young.
Yeah.
And it was like my parents were helping me run it. And they're like,
Right.
don't give anything away. Like you need to keep it
Yeah,
all for yourself. And
Yeah.
I wish I could have been a little bit richer than I am now.
But I do think there's a 2.0 coming.
yeah, no, there's still, it just sucked because it was my name. If I
Right.
sold my name, I'd be so,
True.
but
Right.
True.
Yeah,
I'll
jacvanek.
sell my name. I don't care. I don't give
Keltie
one.
election
Just
right
change
here.
it.
As of late, my biggest regret is wearing granny panties.
Yeah.
Truly, when I saw these questions, I was like, oh
Everything
my God.
goes back to hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids. But the thing that I have lost sleep over in the last, probably the thing over the last 10 years is in the process of this venture that I was working on, it's like a complicated story, but instead of like sticking up for myself, I wrote a giant check to somebody that I definitely didn't need to, but I didn't want to burn bridges and I didn't want to get into any kind of like friction. What is it? Instance of friction.
Instance of friction. And you
yes.
hate an instance of friction.
I hate an instance of
and
friction.
you hate dealing with money.
And I hate dealing with money. And my worst nightmare, my old worst nightmare would be to walk away from a situation and somebody A, not think I'm a good person, or B, say that I'm like cheap or not generous.
Or she like, she f***ed me over.
Yes. I don't
especially
like
financially.
Like I was like, I want to die without having anybody feel like I took advantage or like whatever. It's a weird hang up that I have. But because of that, I parted with so much money that I know I've had to do a lot of work around this because I like Happy Money, that book that I always talk about. I read that a couple years ago when I had this, probably 10 years ago, when I had like more of a scarcity mindset with money, and it cured me. I was like so f***ing good for so long, and I was like, money's just energy. It comes and it goes. You have to let it flow, to let it come and out. Well, whatever. The book's wonderful. I had to go back and reread this book because of this situation. I was so f***ing mad at myself that I just like couldn't be not like the like, I don't know. I couldn't walk away from a situation not being everybody's best friend.
Yeah, I get that.
It fucking sucks. And I think about it all the time. And it's like,
But it fell apart anyway.
but the whole thing is like, it was going to fall apart at this moment in time anyway. It had already fallen apart.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And you were just making good
and I
on
was
your
making
part.
good. And I was making good because I was like, my worst nightmare
Yeah.
is to leave anybody feeling like they weren't appreciated or whatever.
Yeah.
But it also left me in a situation where I parted with so much money and like that. And since then, I've had the universe give that money back to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know what? It comes, it goes.
You did the right thing.
And
Yeah.
I did the right thing. But I'm like, even though it came back to me without having done that would have just been more money for me.
you're like, I could have double the money.
So it's so
know what?
weird.
Yeah.
I hated being I couldn't be the bad guy. So instead I myself.
Yeah, but that's something like you would have lived with for the rest of your life because that's something that would have eaten at you.
But you grow
But I
from
want
it. You'll never do it again.
I'll never do it again. But like and you know how they tell you that the universe keeps giving you the lesson until you learn it. And
Yeah.
each time it's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and harder. I know for a fact that I was in that situation a million times before and I was like, whatever, it's just X amount of money. It's whatever, it's whatever, it's whatever. And the universe was like, oh, you're like, it's whatever attitude. We're actually going to force you to learn how to stick up for yourself.
Yeah,
And
I love that.
It's interesting too, Becca, because I watch Chris and like what he does. And when you have a job that you work off commission, it's like the money is like everything. You know what I mean? It's like, you're going to do a great job for your people and like whatever. But like when your business at the end of the year is like, where is the money you brought in? Like he just had a situation happen where one person wanted to take money and then they want to take money. And he was talking to me about it. And he's just like, we just have to be so impeccable with our word and our money. And he's like, he's like, I feel bad for this guy because he helped us with this thing and like he was expecting to make this money, but like it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
But like Chris is like, I'm not giving him my money.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's not my,
It's not
this
his
is a bad-
place.
He's like, that guy's probably going to go shit talk me now, but like, this is not my fault. And that's why from the get-go, it's like everything has to be so clear. There can be no gray area. And it's like, and I think we've learned that in our business too. Like when we hire people or whatever, I'm like, this is what the expectation is. This is what we're paying you. It can't just be like, oh, you're adding on things or what, like it's wild. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because I know this is like your
My thing.
Yeah.
thing. All right. What is something you absolutely hate that you can't talk about? Talk about it now.
That you can't talk about?
It's like something you hate that you feel like you can't tell people
the
you
thing
hate.
no, I read this differently.
I did too.
Well, no, how did you read
the way
it?
that it was written? What it was something you hate that you can't talk about.
Oh, yes, something that you hate you can't talk about. Okay.
Like if you're Heather Gay, you
can't talk about the
can't
black
talk
eye.
about sex.
Right.
Like
Okay.
the thing you hate that you're not allowed to talk about.
Yes.
So for me, it's ugly children.
Yep.
Ugly children, ugly babies, because I look at it as, and we've talked about it on the podcast before, ugly children and ugly babies don't become ugly adults.
No, never.
There's no hard and fast rule.
Usually it's like the uglier the baby, the cuter kid it is.
It's true.
Hideous. No hair till I was 3. I'm a fucking supermodel.
Same. My sister was like, you were the ugliest f***ing baby. I looked like a baby chimp, and it's like she was the most adorable child you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I don't take it personal unless there's something seriously wrong. But if it's just an ugly baby, I think it's fun. Like,
Have you seen the trend on well, you're not on TikTok. There's a trend on TikTok that's like the picture of my baby that I use to announce our baby. And they look f***ed up. There was a baby that like its arm was bent a wrong way because that's the way that it like came out. Their heads are all
Ford had, and I actually never posted about it, but I didn't post about it because it was in the very beginning of his life that I was just like in the middle of it. I wasn't really doing a lot of social media. Ford came out and his ear conch or whatever you call it was like the other way.
Oh, yeah.
So he had to have a little mold on his ear for like 6 straight weeks because he had a deformed
you never told
ear.
us that.
Yeah, because it was sort of just something that was like.
Well, you got to think about you're coming out of that tiny little space.
He had been smushed in there.
Squishy, the cauliflower ear.
But like he had a up ear, and I'm like mad that I didn't take advantage of that time to like show how up his ear was on the internet.
It would have been good for the trend.
It would have, but yeah, like we can't talk about ugly kids and babies. Like the other thing too is I recently found out that my neighbors were just really, really, really rude to people that I really love, and they have a really unfortunate looking child. Like he's really f***ing ugly, and I was like, it took everything in me to not be like, well, they have a f***ing ugly kid, because how bad is that karma?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You know, like that's the most awful thing anybody could ever say.
Don't do it.
But I wish we could talk about it more. That's mine.
Well, I read the question completely wrong.
Okay, that's okay.
I thought it was like, what do you hate that you can't talk about? And I was like thinking all the time, and I'm like, all of my conspiracy theories that I have.
Oh,
yes.
But when you were saying that, it made me kind of think about just the fact that like, I think it's so funny that we have like our group chats with people that you talk so much shit in, so much, you say so many things that are not socially acceptable. And I'm like, I wish that we could all just agree that we're all up people and we can all just publicly
let's just do it,
talk shit and say everything that we're feeling and not act like we're like holier than thou when somebody else says something.
It's almost like you just wish that everybody, you know, your inside voice they teach you in school, like your quiet inside voice. Like, why don't you use your group text voice right now?
Yes.
Literally. Like this is, LadyGang is our group text voice.
It is,
really
but there's
is.
still things that we
we
can't talk about.
Like what I just said about my neighbor's kid.
No, but it's true. And I wish as a society we could just collectively be like, take the cancel button away.
Yeah.
And so we
It's
could
like
just
we're all
say
assholes.
Well, some things should still be canceled.
No, for sure. No,
But and those things would pack an even bigger punch if we were able to do these other things.
Right.
It's true.
100%. The thing that I hate that I can't talk about is when celebrities, and the vast majority of them are just
Assholes.
Lame.
just
Losers.
I just like, I love what I do. And there are so many bright spots. Like in the last 3 months, I'm thinking of bright spots. Bradley Cooper's a bright spot for me. Margot Robbie is a bright spot for me. Dua Lipa is a bright spot for me. She's been out promoting her new music. Like there's so many bright spots where you're like, oh, Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez, like bright spots where I'm like, this is so great. A lot of the housewives are bright spots. It's so cool. But like there are just so many wet noodles in Hollywood that are super famous.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it is
Name
such...
them.
Name them.
Rhymes with what?
No, I recently... And the thing is that like, I don't even think they're doing it on purpose, but like I'm taking it so personal now because I'm late in kind of in my career where I'm like, I feel
you paid
like
your dues.
I paid my dues. I made you a star. Like I know it's not. I know it's not me, but I was a part of the machine. I was a cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
And like, there's some reporters on the red carpet you've never seen before, and I get that. And I know you're not going to remember me, but like, if I've sat down with you for 10 years, like you may, even if you don't know my name, you're going to be like, "There's that chick," you know. And I just had something happen to me on a red carpet where I study so hard, right? I watched a movie of one of the artists and they came by and I literally was just like, "Oh my God, please come over. I really want to talk to you about this project." And it was like they had asked me if I could cut their hemorrhoid off for them. Like,
I wish you could.
You know, it was, and I just am like, what I want to say is, you know what? Go yourself.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Do you know what I think the problem is here? Because I know what's wrong with everything and how to fix it.
Yeah.
So, first of all, there's something about actors. Some of them, the worst part of the job is press.
I 100% get it.
At this point in my career, I would say it's my least favorite part, right? Because it's like you have to talk about yourself, which as you get older, unless you're a narcissist, becomes more and more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's you also, the vibe with somebody else that you know, it's just, it's hard. And if you're introverted, it's challenging.
Yeah. Right.
So that is the problem. The way they should fix this is when you go do a movie or a show or whatever, there's a contract for the entire thing. So it's like, you're going to shoot the movie.
Yep.
And then you're going to do press to promote the movie.
Right.
That should be 2 separate contracts with 2 separate dollar amounts. Not that they're going to get any more money, but I think psychologically, if they say, okay, I just wrapped the movie and I made $20 million on that movie, doors closed, putting it away. But I did sign another contract for $10 million that says I am going to do the press and treat it like that's my next job. The way that I worked really hard at that movie, I'm going to have to do it the same way. And like the act of separating it, I think would make people more, I don't know, pleasant.
This person was not someone that was making $20 million or $10 million. Like they should be lucky to get on E! And that's where my issue is that I was like, name them. Where you're like begging us to cover the project.
Jacob Elordi.
No, but you're you know, it happens all the time. And like, you're begging us for coverage and you need I can see this is not a hit. You need help.
Yeah.
But then you're
acting like they're doing you a favor.
And I'm like, so I can't wait for the day that I retire and
you can write your tell-all.
I'm not even going to write a tell-all because I don't care that much. I'm just going to sit silently and watch your careers burn and seethe in that. Like, I don't need to ruin anyone else's life. I already did a write your book, ruin someone's life. We talked about that in the most regrettable decision question. But like, I'm getting more sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just getting more like,
I don't
go f yourself. Go f yourself.
Yeah, I guess
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid less than I was. I would be like, oh my God.
But by caring so much, you're still drinking the Kool-Aid.
I know.
So I think you just need
She cares too much.
She cares
I care
too much.
way too much.
You need to like depersonalize the experience because it has nothing to do with you.
Well, yeah, not take it
100%.
personally.
Yeah.
No, totally. And I didn't. When Jennifer Aniston walked away from me at the Critics' Choice Awards, I was like, I know you love me. But like, you're done doing press because the first 3 people asked you, the first question they all asked you is about Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
And you're here to celebrate something and you're dressed up beautifully and you don't want to talk about your dead friend right now, which by the way, I wasn't even going to ask about, but like, this is not a safe space for you. I respect that you were like, I'm going to go inside.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. And that's why the press gets such a bad rap. So anyway, long story short, that's it. Thank you for coming to the Hemorrhoid Gate. We will see you next Tuesday.